It looks like when I do aim point, they're like, this guy's good. You do plumb bob, you're like, I don't even, what is this guy about?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't, you know. And the pressure of these cameras, you know. There we go.
I'm Hally. This is Nate Bargatze. Nate, are you ready to play some golf?
I'm ready to play some golf.
Okay,
Yeah.
well good. Well, the rules are simple. It's a
All right.
point for a fairway, a point for a green, point
Okay.
for it up and down,
Okay.
5 points for a birdie, and 1,000,000 points for a hole-in-one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's hard to come back after.
It'll be hard.
If someone gets a hole-in-one, it's kind of.
It's just gonna be a one-hole thing
It's
right now.
dormy?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. All right, I'm excited.
Yeah, you're on the tee.
I'm on the tee. Oh, there it goes. That's fat, so
All right, just a little short, not
it's a
bad.
little short.
Get a point.
That's a point.
Is that a point? Is it
Yeah.
on the green?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take
Good
it.
shot.
All right.
It's the way your ball flies. Like it's just, you know, someone that's a real golfer. I mean, I've seen my ball fly that way, but it's just like I see it. You know, I can always be like, yeah, I saw it a few times.
You just told me you shot 73. You are very much a real golfer.
Yeah. No, but and I'm starting that. I shouldn't have said that because it's gonna make it seem like it was a crazy round. And then again, I paid for it in the handicap. Like I went down to like a 2, and,
Right.
and then I've just been like, I'm not a 2, and everywhere you go.
It's like, oh, you're 2, okay.
Yeah. And then they changed the handicap thing.
Right.
So you like getting it back up is like a lot harder. And so like I'm at like a 4 now, and you're like, I still should be like a 5. Like I have to play with someone, and they're like, oh, 4. And you're like, no. And I just hit like lunatic shots.
Well, I mean, whether you're 2, whether you're 4, I mean, you're a single-digit handicap, which is
That's
incredible.
the goal, yeah.
You absolutely love golf. You're an incredibly avid golfer. You have a simulator in your house. How did you get so into it?
What I love about it so much is that it's like when you come out of here, like you just think about this. It's like such a hard sport that all your mental focus has to go on golf, that everything else kind of goes away.
I think mine rolled off the back.
I think it's on the.
It's on the
you'd be
fringe,
close.
but I don't get my point. But
Is it-
I could still get my up and down though.
You still get, yeah. That's
Yeah.
a much better up and down.
All right, what's the plan here, Nate?
I need to run it.
Oh, settle.
Stop. All right.
Okay. So when you did start playing golf, was there something about it that you're just like, man, I love this, or did it take a little
Yeah.
while for you to?
It's impossible to figure out. I mean, like it's a mindset that you have to have. You have to have confidence.
Some parallels with stand-up, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. You're alone. You're up there by yourself. If you mess up, it's your fault. It's no one else's fault. It's all on you. You decide how the day goes, just like in a show. You decide how the show goes, and so I think they go together quite well.
Settle. Ooh, a little quick.
Yeah, I think you still get the up and down.
So what are you doing right now?
Just doing the aim point. Figure out which the.
So you're.
I don't
you're
even
just,
know.
You're,
I
I'm just
go.
doing the aim point.
It just looks good, you know.
Just-
I do that little plumb bob. I'm not scared of a little plumb bob.
But it looks legit too.
It looks like when I do aim point, they're like, this guy's good. You do plumb bob, you're like, I don't even. What is this guy about?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because it might be redundant. I'm not sure.
It might be. And then I aim. It's just I fill it out. So then I erase everything, and then just go. I'll just fill it out. Oh.
Oof.
Almost. Is this, do I move
That's
it?
good. Well,
It's
I'll give
good.
that to
Yeah.
you.
Thanks. Well, up and down is your point.
There's my point.
But luckily I have 2 specials, so.
Yes, exactly. 2 Netflix specials equals 2 points. All right, it's 2-1 because I got my up and down, but Nate has 2 Netflix specials.
Yeah.
So that trumps my up and down.
Yeah, that's, you give points for specials to everybody else, so I was like.
You'll usually just tack those on.
Yeah, I mean, I had a half-hour special. I mean, I'll start going down, like if I fall apart, I'll be like, I did a bunch of night shows, it deserves, you add them all up, it's a point, you know what I mean? Oh, and I pulled it. Hit the tree and come down. And the pressure of these cameras, you know.
Wow, beautiful first drive.
Yeah. Ah, don't go in this. That's perfect.
Nate, so you know in golf, right, there's the guys and gals that sort of go through the mini tour circuits and the qualifying schools and they work their way up to the PGA or LPGA tour.
Yeah.
And then there are the occasional phenoms that win a major before they could even be able to buy themselves a beer to celebrate.
Yeah.
And in comedy, does the ladder even exist? Like, is there anybody that just comes out and blows everybody away? Or is that grind period just like absolutely necessary?
Yeah, so I always say you either make it at 20 or 40. And I think it can work like that in a lot of fields. You either get it really early or you're gonna have to go earn it. I've been the journeyman. I go through the whole, it's going great, I can't complain. You know, it's always just kind of gradually gone up and you just keep plowing ahead and just, you know, you try to keep everything away. Another thing is a lot about golf, you gotta now focus on yourself. You gotta, you know, it's like, I mean, focus on yourself, don't focus on everybody else.
Right.
And it's hard to not be comparing all the time and all that stuff. And so, but you gotta learn to like kind of not do that because you can get lost. And then that can become, you don't wanna get bitter. It's easy to get bitter. And when you get bitter, it can go bad.
As a golfer, you know, you've got coaches, you've got the camera out, and you can look at your swing and whatnot, but how do you get better as a comedian?
You gotta tell the same jokes over again. You gotta learn how to tell them funny. And you're almost trying to figure out why are you funny? Like there's a long journey of that. Like, why am I funny? Like, how does this, you know, like I don't know how, like writing a joke is, if I really think about it, I don't know how, I could almost say I don't even know how to write a joke. Because it's like, you know, but it happens, you know, but like after every special, you're like, well, I don't know how I'm ever gonna do another. I mean, I think I need to quit because I'm not, you know, and then somehow you figure it out.
And then you make another special.
Yeah, then the next one, you're like, well, this one's, now we're getting out of control.
So we can both play, we'll play for mine because yours are in the bunker.
Oh,
so.
Good. Just tell everybody, I mean, because wow, could have found it right over here, I just said.
Do a little close to the pin for an extra point.
All right.
So it's 2-2 now because I hit the fairway.
Oh, it's gonna come. I mean, that's just very nice.
Thank you. Right at it. Ooh.
Right, there we go.
Throwing darts in there.
That was on the first one.
Could you ever picture the amount of success you would have had?
I'm way past where I could have pictured. Like now we're in like uncharted territory. Like I didn't even know about being a comedian. And then, I mean, I think I always wanted to do it. And then when I first started, I mean, you're just trying to survive. Like you're just trying to do jokes. I'm only thinking about, and I always had my goals, I never had big goals. I always had very little goals. So it's like little goals are just trying to get, I used to hand out flyers and get people to come into the comedy club, Boston Comedy Club in New York. And so my goal was like, how do I not do this? And so it was like, well, let me just figure out how not to do this. And then it's like, the next thing is like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, then you're featuring, you're the middle act, and you're like, well, I want a headline. Like, how do I not middle? And, you know, I mean, you had some fantasies and stuff like that, you know, getting nominated for a Grammy, like, it's like, that's insane. I'm just from here, you know, you're always just like, I'm just a dude from Old Hickory, Tennessee. Like, why would I get all this stuff? I do my lane point, mind my own business, little plumb bob.
Little lane point.
I golf, I'm friends with Jason Day, not, you know, I don't know.
No big deal.
Not a big deal, I don't know what to tell you. But I told him, I was like, I like to find like the straight line.
You were telling Jason about your putting routine?
Yeah. He 3-putted that hole, so. But I was telling him how I do it, and he goes, oh yeah, that's how like we did it when we were kids. And you're like, all right, dude. Like I thought I was on to something big. He's like, oh yeah, that's what my grandmother does. You're like, all right, man. There we go.
Drano.
There we go.
Birdie.
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 Oh.
Okay, 8-4 going to the last.
I like it. All right, here we are, 18. I'm up 8-4, pretty solid. I mean, I just woke up 45 minutes ago. Comedian time is we come like 11. If you 10, you're 10:30. You're like, I just won't warm up. You know, I'll just meet you at the tee. There you go.
Great drive.
And there you go. What's the protocol of how long you leave your glove on after you hit?
I leave it on all the time.
Yeah.
Until I get up to the putting green.
Did you ever, when you played professionally, did you ever leave it on while you putted by accident?
Not by accident, but I think maybe I used to wear 2 gloves at one point in high school.
Tommy 2 gloves.
Yeah, Hally 2 gloves.
Hally 2 gloves.
Exactly, but ultimately it just felt really weird.
Yeah, I could get on board with 2 gloves.
Yeah?
I mean, I like gloves. I like any accessory, like helmets. I like helmets a lot. I wish helmets were more in my life. It's really not appropriate.
You have a motorcycle?
No, I don't. I don't do anything that would involve a helmet.
It would involve.
But I love the idea of helmets.
Well, speaking of helmets, that's not a good trend. Speaking of helmets, your dad was a magician.
God, that is right, and he was born with a helmet on.
But your dad being a magician with a helmet on, you know, obviously entertainment is in your blood. Similarly, you know, my dad was a golf instructor. I ended up in golf.
Yeah.
Was that something that, you know, you just always felt like you were going to be an entertainer? And how did your dad sort of influence your career?
I mean, he influenced it more than I even realized. You know, I grew up around that. Like they do shows at like church growing up, and I would do some with them. And
did you ever want to be a magician?
No, I mean, it's like, I was like around magic. I mean, so it's like I've seen the most magic. And so your dad's like, practices it on you the whole time.
It's like when people, okay.
Yeah,
it's like people go, do you want to be a golf instructor to me? And I'm like, no.
No, you've seen it.
Yeah.
And then so it's like, it's a lot. It's a lot of practice too. It's a lot of work. And I remember just thinking that I, like even practicing that hard to learn all that, I was like, I don't want to do that. And then but clearly, it was my passion. When I wanted to start comedy, my parents were the most on board.
Who's one person, dead or alive, that you would love to play golf with?
Jesus would be good. I don't know if he'd have time, you know.
He's kind of busy.
I feel like when he comes back, it's going to be kind of a big thing. So it'd be tough to be like, I mean, Jesus, that's 9. Will you do 9 with me? Will you play 9 holes with me? He's like, I got a hole, got all these, you know, the Rapture, we got a lot of stuff going on. I'm like, just squeeze it in, dude. No one knows you're out here.
218.
218.
Wow, this is a real risk-reward situation here, Nate.
Oh, but this is what we live for. Shank it right in the water. It could go really good. Could go other ways too, but could be good. All right.
Wow.
That was good.
Great shot.
Yeah.
You have an eagle putt.
An eagle putt.
I don't even know what happens if you have an eagle.
It's, I mean, like 10 points, some 30 points.
30 points.
Yeah. It's, well, of millions of hole one, it should be like 250,000 points.
Draw. Oh. Okay, greenside bunker.
Yeah.
What's one thing you would change about golf if you could?
I think for like when you play with when you're learning how to golf, what I would always tell, you play with something back, because it seems like the worse the golfer, the more serious they take it.
That's
and it's
so
like
true.
They need to, you're like, dude, just pick it up. Like, and we gotta go. Like, you know, it's like, do triple bogey or hit or drop your ball with the guy. You know, it's like you're learning. It's like you're not gonna go shoot 75.
Right.
So, and it's like, wow, it's, you know, I want to keep all the, I want to do it for real. And you're like, nobody wants you to do it for real.
I've heard you mention golf in your stand-up a little bit. Will we see any more Nate Bargatze golf content? Because I really feel like golf is ripe for stand-up content.
It is. You will see it. And I'm gonna take another special soon, September.
Okay.
And in Phoenix. And so I have a new golf joke from playing out here with my wife.
Oh, really?
And so yeah, every special I'd like to keep people reminded, because then I tend to get invited out to a lot of golf stuff. So every special I'm just like, hey, I haven't quit. Here's a joke. Here's a golf joke, and let people know.
Great shot.
This was a good one.
That was incredible.
This was a good one.
You have that for 250,000
points. That's crazy. Never on this show has that point's been given.
Nope, never.
Oh.
Sit.
Stop.
Settle. All right.
That's good. Oof.
Wow, I really gave it a run.
Really gave it. You didn't leave it short.
Just spent 2 minutes on the tee talking about how important pace was.
Those are just solid, bro. Let's see what Plum Bub's talking about. Plum Bub's not talking much.
Not much?
Not much. I'm gonna line this one up because it's such a. I also do that. I'll just pull my marker out before I even. Could you count a hole? I once played in a like a mid-am, and the sand was real fluffy, and so I didn't really know how to hit out of it. So again, my friend Jason Day, texted him during the tournament. I was like,
during the round?
Yeah, and I was like, hey, how do you hit out of like real fluffy sand? And he was like, club up or something. And then I told him, I was like, I'm in like a mid-am. Is this illegal? And he's like, oh yeah, it's wildly illegal. I was like, oh, is it? Oh!
250,000 points. This has never been done before.
Never been done. Never will be done. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Nate.
Pleasure.
Excellent match.
Honor. Yes.
Really great
Thank
job.
you for playing.
Of course.
Yeah, this is so fun. It's so good.
I can't wait to hear your golf stand-up in your next special.
Yeah, it's going to be there. Check it out.
Listen.